All right, here we go. Godfrey.
Yo!
Welcome back.
What's up? I'm ready, son. Got the fresh cut, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Diamond cuts, boy. I'm telling you, 8th Avenue all day. That's why my shit be mad tight. All the comments be like, his shit stay tight.
And you got the line going on?
The line guy, that's my boy Yusef. Diamond cuts, 614 8th Ave. I'm telling you, tell him I sent you. What?
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, rest in peace, Bushwick Bill.
Yeah, man. God, I thought, first of all, pancreatic cancer is, their survival rate is like 99% not gonna happen. You know what I mean? It's very tough. The problem with pancreatic cancer is that you don't know it until it gets into its fourth stage. That's what, and it kills a lot of men. Alex Trebek, the Jeopardy guy.
Oh.
His is reversing though. It's like they were surprised because he was suffering from pancreatic cancer, and it's actually his tumors have swollen, gone down, so he's actually surviving. He's one of that small percentage that is surviving, and maybe too because he got the money too,
Right.
probably. But usually people are, pancreatic cancer, no matter what kind of money you have, takes out people. And I told you I got a guy, right?
You got a guy?
I got a guy. If anybody got any kind of cancer, I got a guy. You could just DM me. Comedian Godfrey, if you got, I'm telling you.
You got a cancer guy.
What? And it doesn't matter. My guy, no matter what you have, he doesn't care about labels. He doesn't care. He balances out the body because it's about imbalances with disease and all that stuff, dis-ease. So you remember we were talking about the Dr. Sebi thing, but I got a guy that even literally runs circles around Sebi, and that's real talk.
Better than Sebi.
What? Please. Been doing it for over 27 years. Boy, it's cold as shit. Got rid of my friend's MS. Real talk. Don't have to lie.
He cured multiple sclerosis.
MS,
sclerosis.
Gone. She ain't having it in 15 years. That's a promise for you. And I'll take everybody's money for that. So, like, I know you believe in certain things, but if you, Vlad, ever have a problem and you're using all your amazing doctors and that shit ain't working, you come to me.
Okay.
And you will be straight. And you will give me your company.
Okay. Does he have a medical degree or a certificate
He ain't
of
got
healing?
none of that.
None
Don't
of that
need
shit.
it.
Don't need it.
Don't need. Please, there's plenty of doctors with medical degrees that are killing people, raping people, doing all kinds of fuck. But I'm saying there's a lot of medical doctors that you have to understand too. And this is not taking anything. There's a lot of wonderful doctors, of course, we know that. But also, a lot of these, a lot of times, the way they train people in med school, it's like they're throwing so much shit at you in such a short amount of time. Half of these people don't even retain half this shit, and that's why they're prescribing. Plus, most of the time, they're prescribing you shit. They're prescribing you shit. Here, take this, take that, right? Now you got all these other side effects, and then that leads to more side effects and more side. Like we said that shit before, but I got a guy.
Okay.
You know?
You got a guy.
He's an NYU grad too, and he's fucking brilliant. And you know what's good? You can talk to him first. You can talk to him first before anything. Okay. So it's not like he's like, you gotta get on it. Don't give a fuck. I'm gonna get you here. And he ain't no acupuncture, whack ass Chinese medicine shit that never works. He ain't on that dumb like meditational shit with candles and fucking butterfly juice in your booty crack. He don't do none of that shit. He is body calculus accurate. The motherfucker takes it seriously. You know the way because sometimes I'll bring him to my comedy shows and he's like, You're such a great comedian. I go, but that's how you do your healing. You're so cold at it. Like he eats, sleeps, and drinks it. From anything, from lotions that you use to the air that you breathe. Boy, it's so cold. He's been doing it for a long time.
Okay.
And he's the type of person, it's like you, Vlad, as a businessman, entrepreneur, and all this other stuff. It's like your show. If you don't like it, don't fucking watch it. If you don't want to be on it, don't accept it.
Yep.
Period. Keep it moving. It's like he's the same way. He's like, I don't need you as a client. He goes, you're the one suffering from cancer. You either down with it or not. Just straightforward. You don't have to believe me. It's all good. You understand?
Well, Bushwick Bill.
And I want to say this. I did Original Gangsters with Bushwick Bill. I was in the movie Original Gangsters with Bushwick Bill and Scarface. Original Gangsters came out in 1996. It was with Fred Williamson, Pam Grier, Richard Roundtree, Ron Superfly O'Neill. It was like my first movie. We shot it in Gary, Indiana. Jim Brown, Wheezy from the Jeffersons, Isabel Sanford. It was Wings Hauser and Bushwick Bill, and we hung out.
Okay.
I have pictures with Bushwick Bill.
Any crazy stories?
No crazy stories. Bushwick Bill was actually a very, very intellectual.
Right.
Very, very smart. Very smart. very like very intelligent, man. You know what I mean? He was like, you know, he's a small person, but before Peter Dinklage, you know, from Game of Thrones,
Right.
there was Bushwick Bill. Don't get it twisted. As far as confident, you know, small person, Bushwick Bill was that guy. And, you know, Ghetto Boys was one of my shit. I grew up on the Ghetto Boys,
Right,
man.
yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, 52 years old.
52, that's young.
Passed from cancer. Lived a very hard life, though.
Yeah.
You know, I just interviewed Willie D. The interview's not out yet.
Right.
You know, we're gonna hold on to it until
Love Willie D.
until Bill's funeral.
Yes.
But you know, this guy was a heavy drinker,
Okay.
heavy drug user,
Caught up to him.
and you know, just would just wild out.
Remember he shot his eye out.
Shot his eye
Shot
out.
his
He had
eye
tried to
out.
commit suicide.
You know, he was tortured soul, but he lived that long. I mean, considering all the stuff that has happened to him, you know, the body catches up to you. You know, when you do stuff to it, the body doesn't forget. It's real talk. So, rest in peace, man, for
Rest
real.
in peace,
Because I
Bill,
love the
man.
Ghetto Boys. It's one of my favorite
Oh,
groups.
yeah.
And Willie D, are you kidding me?
Right.
Willie D, Scarface. Oh, come on. They put the oomph in hip hop. Really coming from Houston. Was it Fifth Ward?
Fifth Ward.
The Fifth Ward,
Yep.
dropping them Fifth Ward B's on them. My mind's playing tricks on me. First of all, I just want to say Willie D, first of all, it's fantastic. What he's doing now is fantastic. But Willie D was so country back then. He made I Live by the Sword. I'll take my boys everywhere I go because I'm paranoid. How do you make sword and paranoid rhyme? He said, remember, I live by the sword. I take my boys everywhere I go because I'm paranoid. Paranoid? He said, I'm paranoid because he had to make sword. And he said, I live by the sword. He didn't even say sword. It was, I live by the sword. I take my boys everywhere I go because I'm paranoid. I said, that's some country ass shit.
Two blind, crippled, and crazy.
Two black crazy senior citizens. Like it was gold medal flour. Turn the corn to Popeyes. I had to get the shit over with. And remember, he said, I got myself peeping around corners. My mom playing chess on me. Yo, he made that shit rhyme. This shit was crazy.
Right.
Peeping around corners, I got my mind playing tricks on me. Now, I'm saying it properly because I'm a proper speaking Negro, okay? But he said, got me my head peeping around corners, got my mind playing tricks on me. Tricks on me and corners. How the hell? Oh, but I love me some Willie D, boy.
Yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
Well, and the Ghetto Boys are going to continue as a group.
Are they?
With Scarface.
Oh, Space and Willie D?
And Willie D are going to continue to be the Ghetto Boys.
I wonder if they're going to
Continue
get
tour.
somebody to maybe
No,
add
I don't
to
think
it.
so. Because remember, Big Mike used to be part of the group at one point.
Big Mike.
Willie D left, and then they put out an album with this dude Big Mike, who's really a dope rapper.
So so it's gonna be you're gonna actually do new music? The Ghetto Boys?
I don't know if
Or are they
they're
gonna
gonna do
do
new
concerts with the songs they've already done?
Right.
Okay, cool. Because the Ghetto Boys were political.
Yep.
They did, they talk about gotta let a hoe be a hoe.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't a motherfucking gentleman or a nice guy. Remember that? I mean, they were funny. They talked about hood shit, but they talked about political shit. Like fuck a war. They were talking about why would I go to war. It was dope. And
Mr. Officer.
Mr. Officer and Bushwick was such a fantastic rhymer, and he was so articulate. That's what I liked about it. He's from Chicago. I mean, not Chicago. He's from
Jamaica.
New York. Wait, Bushwick, right?
Yeah, but
Brooklyn?
he was born in Jamaica.
Was he born in Jamaica?
He's Jamaican.
That's
yeah.
why he's so damn tough. That's why he's so damn tough. Respect, though. Man.
Rest in peace.
Yes, sir.
Girl, man. Well, just recently, did you see the video of Lil Xan pulling out a gun on that one kid?
Wait a minute. I've seen so many videos. He put. Can I see real quick?
Let me show it to
He
you.
put it on the. Did he? Because I've been seeing everything.
So,
I've
okay.
been watching so much shit.
So,
Yeah.
a year ago, Lil Xan kind of dissed Tupac. He said he would rate Tupac like a 2 out of 10 or
Yeah,
say he was
yeah.
whack or something like that. So everyone got all
I remember
upset.
that millennial bullshit. Yeah.
Which, honestly, I didn't really care. It's like, okay, if you don't like Tupac, you don't like Tupac. Who
yeah.
cares? I mean, that's your own
Yeah.
opinion. But so someone, I guess, approached him and was talking shit to him, and this is what happened.
Look at my car. Wow. Little Xan. Wow, that was some corny ass shit right there.
That was some corny.
That was very
shit.
corny. Wow.
Making white hip hop people look bad.
White hip hop
worldwide, right
Eminem's
there.
like, I have to write a rhyme about this. This is making white rappers look
White
so
rappers
bad.
look so
white
awful.
rappers need to go to like a council and say, to say, what did you think of the video? That was terrible. You're making wiggers look horrible. What was that? How dare you? Give me your gun. Lil Xan.
Xan.
Lil Xan.
Like Xanax.
Like Xanax? That was so corny. He goes, look at my car. Look at what's hilarious.
He also threw in the N-word a couple times. You heard that?
And he threw the N-word out see, this is what I'm saying. Oh my God. It's like you're in a culture, a black culture, right? You call yourself Lil Xan, you're a rapper. Did he call him a nigger or said nigga what? Did he go nigga what or did he go nigger? Because there's a difference.
You want to hear it again?
Yeah, let me hear it one more time because I'm an expert on niggers. I'm nigger words. I'm an expert on that. When white people call us niggers, I know if it's a good intent or if it's learned. I'm an expert. That's habit. That's from like, get out, nigga. He like learned that. He's like, I didn't understand when he said, get the fuck out, nigga. What's up, nigga? That's actually, he's copying he was copying a black argument.
So a black scent?
Yeah, he was doing a black scent. He was copying a black, that's a cultural appropriating a black argument. He literally cultural appropriated a black argument. Like, yo, what's up, nigga? What's up? That's, how we do. Yo, man, what you looking at, motherfucker? I've done that before, and I'm very educated. But, I've gotten into fights or, arguments, and I turn like, I've heard others go, yo, fuck out of here, punk bitch ass. Fuck out of here. I've learned that. I'm really not like that. I'm a very educated man. I'm Nigerian. I could be like, I'm crazy. Leave me alone now. I don't have time for this. I have to go to class. That's Nigerians. We usually have other real shit to do. That's why we never fight because we're like, I have a double shift. I will kill you if I see you here. What time is it? Hey, I'm on the dean's list. I have chemistry class. But next time, hey, I will kill you. We don't do that. But he didn't say nigga as in you fucking nigger like that. He was like, nigga what? That's learned vernacular. And he's Lil Xan, but then he turned white when he got to the car. Look at my car! See that? Look at my car! Because he got around real motherfuckers. When he's around the real deal that he's been copying, his whiteness, that he's you know what I mean? And he wasn't gonna shoot. He pulled the gun out because it's all learned. Where is that kid from? Where's that little motherfucker
I think
from?
L.A.
He's from L.A.?
He's LA, yeah.
I don't know how he grew up, whatever, but a lot of this shit is learned.
Do you know what he looks like?
No.
Let me show you what he looks like.
Show me what he looks like. A lot of these cats are getting really ridiculous. They're getting really, it's just silly shit right now. But it's all learned shit, man. It's all social media shit, learned shit. You know what I mean? That's another different level of black culture being appropriate. Let me see what he looks like.
This is what he looks
Holy fuck. Okay. Look at this fucking dude. Fucking Lil Xan with little talent. Look at this, but he's a little fucking pipsqueak kid. What is he, 12? What was that?
22?
22 years old. He's like a lot of these Tekashi 6ix9ine, all these, it's just all learned shit, man. Playing like they're hard and whatever. But a lot of these cats are getting killed. A lot of these cats are getting killed because they're being too extreme. Because they always say, you're going to pull out a gun, you better fucking use it.
Oh, yeah. You pull out a gun on me, at that point, I have to.
Yeah.
I have to put myself in the mindset of having to kill you.
He could have literally gotten his ass killed. And
I mean, if I have a gun on me, you pull out a gun, I'm instantly shooting you.
yeah, period.
It's not a discussion.
You pull
I'm not going to wave it around at you.
Yeah, because that's why he's a bitch. Because it's like that's a rule when you pull out the gun. But I'm telling you, this guy, he's a scared little fuck, and he's trying to be hard. And somebody pulled his card, and the guy just recorded him so he can clown him. Now he's like, I don't know if he's in trouble for that.
Well, number one, because I live in LA as well.
Yeah.
And getting a concealed carry license is almost impossible. So I can almost guarantee that gun is not. He's not legally waving that around. Like he's not legally carrying that.
He'll
around.
be in trouble. He's gonna be in trouble.
First and foremost,
Yeah.
like literally, and I have actual LAPD security that I talk to about this. And they're like, you're not going to get a concealed carry permit, even with our help.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Well, the gang problem is so crazy.
Yeah. So, I mean, kind of like New York. You're not going to get a concealed carry
no.
unless you're like Robert De Niro.
Right.
So, there's that. There's that part right
Yeah.
there. And the guy who he pointed the gun at and shot the video went to the police right afterwards. And now the police are investigating him for, what are they, hold on a second.
Lil Xan's going into can. Lil Xan. Let's say, what now, Nick? What's up? What's up, dog? You're gonna be like, I'm sorry, I was just kidding. I didn't mean it, dude, I didn't mean it, man. I was just playing.
He's under investigation for assault with a deadly weapon.
He's done.
He actually shot, not shot, but he pointed a gun.
Pointing the gun at him.
At somebody.
Yeah, and who was the lady that was it the mom or some shit?
Maybe his girlfriend or something.
His girlfriend, that was corny, man. At a gas station, right?
At a gas station.
Yeah. He goes, look at my car. I said, that was corny. The way he left. Look at my car, look at it. And he's going in the passenger side. Fuck is wrong with you, dog? Like, he's in the passenger side going, look at my car. I can't even drive it. Wait till I get my permit. I'll show you, god damn it. Huh? I'm Lil Xan. Fuck you. Look at my car. He's done. And the guy kept it, said, look it. Lil Xan just pulled a gun out on me. Oh, he's finished.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And he addressed it publicly. Oh, and yeah, it's actually kind of funny because he addressed it publicly.
Who's Xan?
Xan,
Oh,
yeah. And he
wait.
said, hold on a second. The media is going to try and twist what just happened at a gas station. I was about to be attacked and resorted to having to use self-defense.
Oh, God.
Fuck all you old head-ass bitches. Still talking about that Tupac shit. Live your own life and stop picking on a kid.
Oh, now he's a kid?
He's 22.
Oh, now he's like, stop picking on a kid. Now, fuck you.
He's 12.
Yeah, fuck you, dude. Now he's trying to play like he's a kid. Now he's trying to use that to his advantage. It's like, yo, you fucked up. You pulled out a gun, and hopefully they'll take your punk ass down.
I mean, I don't want this drug addict, guy with mental issues to be running around
That's true.
my city with a fucking loaded gun pointing it at
You
people.
know what white dudes do with loaded guns?
Yeah.
Better close the schools. White men, and I'm being honest, are really terrorizing America. We're talking about Arabs, we're talking about Iraq, and all these other brown people that are supposed to be in danger, but white men are the scariest things in America right now. White men, look at what the cops are doing. Like, there's footage every other 5 minutes, there's footage of a black kid or somebody, or you see these black teenage girls getting slammed down by cops. Like, grown-ass white men are slamming black 15-year-olds down on the ground.
Well, there's the movie When They See Us.
When they see it.
You watched it?
Not yet, because I saw the Central Park 5 documentary, which was fantastic.
Well, did you watch the VladTV Central Park 5 interview?
No, I haven't. I'm gonna watch it.
I interviewed two of the guys.
And I'm gonna watch it,
Park
but
5.
I'm gonna tell you, that documentary was heavy, man.
Heavy.
So I got to get in the mood to see the movie version of this shit, because I saw the real version will fuck you up. If you see the Ken Burns one, it's just, you got, because being a black man myself, this shit can happen to me. Like, and it's no different than the other kid, the 22-year-old that Jay-Z did a little thing on him, who killed himself.
Yeah.
And was accused of what's his name? He's only 22 when he died. He killed himself.
He committed suicide.
He committed suicide because they fucked his head up, man, and accused him of nothing, sent him to jail for no reason, made him crazy, and he ends up killing himself. So they're doing a lot of this to black men.
Khalif
Browder. They're doing, and I've seen all those documentaries. So I have not seen this yet, but I'm going to watch it. And you know me, I'm always talking about pro-black shit. I'm always talking about the anger. I'm angry because white men are literally terrorizing, with this abortion law shit. I think it's happening because they're saying that white people are shrinking in population. So I think it's the truth.
Really?
Well, you guys have never been more than us. As far as population, we've always been more. Like, brown people have been the most on the planet, but as you guys have...
In America, black people are 15% of the U.S. population?
Well, the U.S. population, there's more whites. Yeah, because of the takeover. Let's be real. Like, you guys gangstered the shit. The Indians came. Indians were like, hey, you want to share? They were like, fuck out of here, man. Sharing nothing. Fuck out of here. Running cloud, whatever your fucking running bull, cloud head. Fuck all that. It's our shit. You know what I mean? Of course, there are more whites in America, but worldwide, you guys are not the majority. But power-wise, you have it. You were able to take it, and you have the power. You have the gunfire, the whole nine. White men in America, police are doing all the dirty work. They're literally going around Did you see the one footage with the black dude in the car and the officer has his gun on him and the guy's hands are like, I'm not doing anything, officer. And he goes, he has a gun. He has a gun. He's yelling out, the guy has a gun. And he goes, don't try that shit with me. I don't have a gun. This is what they're doing. They're just pulling up to any random person. And it can happen to me. I do not ever take for granted that I'm an entertainer or whatever. Man, they might feel the same way about me. The shit can happen to any of us. Don't ever think you're separate from that shit. They've done it to Hannibal Buress. They've done it to, you know what I mean? You never know.
Hannibal Buress
got like fucking harassed by some cops too, man. And it's like, it doesn't matter. Because I think that there's this thing where white men, which is the majority that run everything, they're panicking. They're panicking. They get into this fucking paranoia where they start to blame it on us. They go, oh fuck. They're starting to move up and academically, black people are the highest in academics. That's a fact in America. Black women are the most educated. So this is making whites, all of a sudden paranoia kicks in. Like, and then they start to, I'm not trying to be an asshole, but whites are amazing at exclusion. They're good at keeping people out of shit because they've never played on an even hand. They never have. Sports, they never have. They kept us out of it. Then when we got in, you saw the difference. They've always, in schooling, they never let us in. It's always on an unfair fucking level. They always get a head start. And then when they play on an even playing field, it's like, wait a minute. Oh, you guys aren't as great as you thought you were. Oh, my fault. Academically, neither. So there's a paranoia going on because the police are literally attacking Latinos and blacks, and especially like young kids, like young teenagers and women. They're like attacking them, slamming them on the ground, but they don't really fuck with a lot of the real thuggy motherfuckers that'll be like, I don't give a fuck about a cop. I'll beat your fucking ass and shoot back at you. They're not fucking with them. They're fucking with the more innocent people. And remember this, I'm not saying that every policeman is bad at all. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just talking about the ones that are doing it. There's another footage of another kid. He's on the ground with his hands up and there's like 20 cops pointing guns at him. Like, what the fuck is going on?
I mean, I've gotten slammed against cop cars by police and stuff like that. Yeah, I've gotten arrested and they're just using excessive force for no reason whatsoever.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe because I'm kind of a bigger guy or whatever. But it'd be like, I got pulled over for suspended license. Can you get out of the car? I'm like, no problem. And then boom, next thing I'm getting slammed. And I'm like,
you got slammed?
I'm like, why is this even necessary right now? He goes, well, we don't know what,
Did you say that?
Yeah.
Why is this even necessary?
Yeah. And then
you see how you got to say that? See how you're like, why is this even necessary? You see how you even got to say that shit? If we dare go, shit, wait a minute, I'm just saying you have the time, man. I'm asking if you got the time, man. Shit. We get fucked up. Like if they see a white dude, imagine what they're gonna do to the black dude. You guys get to talk. Sometimes you guys go, God damn it, what's your badge number?
No, I remember I was in the back seat.
Piece of shit.
I was in the back seat talking shit when they just closed the window on me. Like,
see how they just slid the window? They just went like this. Okay, enough of him. Oh my God, he's so loud. A black dude be like this, man. This is bull. Oh man, hey, let me go. Let me. He's kicking his foot. You fucking nigger. Yeah, because white men. A lot of white men hate the presence of black men, especially alpha male. That's fact. It's a fact. But what's really weird is cops and, firemen used to spray us back in the 60s and shit. They used to spray us.
With the hoses.
With the hoses. It's 200 pounds of pressure spraying old black women. And then white people actually ask, why don't people like white people? I go, want me to show you the footage? Fuck is wrong? How are you scratching your head as a white person wondering why people that don't look like you can't stand your ass? And white hatred for black people is out of nowhere. We didn't do anything. You brought us here. We didn't do shit to you and you hate us. How fucked up is that? We didn't do shit to you. We take care of your kids. We built the country. We did everything. And you can't stand us. And you... Anyway, what was I saying before? Oh, that's it. I say what's really funny about police, right? If you listen to cops that I know, they're always talking about sports. They're big sports guys because, they got football teams, they got boxing teams, they got all those intramural sports teams. The cops, it's always cops versus the fire department in softball, football, and all they talk about is sports. They talk about football. They're big sport fans. A lot of cops and are sport fans, but yet the same sport they're talking about is dominated by black men. This is what fucks me up. But then you go on the street and you're fucking with the same people that you talk about all the time. The compartmentalization of a hateful motherfucker is incredible. You're talking about LeBron James in one breath, and then you're killing a motherfucker that damn near looks like him. I'm trying to say, I tell cops, every time you kill a black man, you're fucking up your fantasy football choices. That's all I'm saying. So, you watch the draft, you do this, but then you hate black men, but then you want to see us play ball for you. You feel where I'm coming from? It's a weird dynamic. I think it's some mutated, fucked up mental disease, man.
I mean, personally, I think that they should pass laws across the country where police are only allowed to work in the areas that they grew up in.
Thank you.
If you're working in the same communities where you know a lot of people and you're connected, you're not. It's not going to be a us versus them kind of mentality. Because for example, I interviewed Reggie Wright Jr. Okay. He was the head of Death Row Security. He was also Compton PD, and his dad was Compton PD, Reggie Wright Sr. And we talked about this whole thing in our last interview where his dad grew up in the projects in Compton and knew all the families,
knew everybody,
and everything else like that. And he was saying how his dad never really had a problem. And I'm like, well, how's that? You're arresting someone and possibly giving him 20 years. He goes, that's true, but it's the way you do it.
My father grew up in the housing projects, knew most of these people, mamas and stuff. He used to, prior to becoming in law enforcement, he was a basketball coach, at in the Imperial Courts Housing, and he used to take kids, like, as we know today, AAA ball and stuff like that, to this place called BCI, which was in Arizona. He was taking all the best players, all of that. But even before that, he was the guy that worked for Edison, that turned your lights off and on. And so he knew everybody, because unfortunately, we had problems with keeping up with the bills. Everybody was trying to make ends meet. Yeah. And so he knew all of this economic and stuff, and so he knew how to talk to people and deal with people, and have relationships with people, parents or mainly mothers, unfortunately.
Well, you could be cool with everyone, but when you're taking someone to jail for potentially...
But it's how you take them to jail. It's how you take it. These dudes just want to be treated with respect. That's what all they were about at first. So when you come to, hey, I need to holler at you, James, or I need to holler at you so-and-so because this is what's been said.
Okay.
Man, he done got so many people that just lay their soul out, and he'd be like, I can try to help you.
But this is what I think. Personally, it's just some Ku Klux Klan shit, dude. The cops are the Klan, bro. Not all, like I said, I'm gonna make this clear. I didn't say all cops are, but they're just doing some Ku Klux Klan shit. What did the Klan do? They just went around fucking with black folks, hanging them, killing them, whatever. This is what they're doing. People going, what's going on? It's Klan shit. It's Ku Klux Klan fucking Southern night riding bullshit. There's a dancing cop. Have you heard about the dancing cop? There's a cop that goes into black neighborhoods and dances, and then the next minute he's beating the shit out of black.
I saw that, yeah.
You see that shit? He's dancing. There's a cop. He's fucking dancing with kids because for some reason, when white people come in and do a fucking dance move, we love them. They trick us. They get us. They be like, damn, that motherfucker can moonwalk. Oh, shit, what's going on, man? You know what I mean? That's what some of these white politicians do. They'll go to a black church whenever they need black votes. First of all, we get shit on all year round, right? For a couple years. Then when it's time to vote, this same person that's been shitting on black people, writing laws to fucking disenfranchise us, all of a sudden they go to a church, a black church, and they're like, listen, we need to come together. And then he goes like this, oh shit, he just did the wave. I'm gonna vote for him, Lord have mercy. You know what I mean? Some white politician does adapt, and we're supposed to like that shit. Black people need to stop falling for the fucking okie doke. Stop you letting white people dance in front of you. Cut that dumb shit out. Why do people use that shit to fucking disrespect us? There's enough black intellectuals. You've gone to school. You've got your PhDs. You've done all this hard work, and some fucker can moonwalk, and then all of a sudden you vote for them? You look at their philosophies. They've been fucking you in the ass for 4 years, and now because they moonwalked at your black church, you're fucking gonna vote for them? And listen, I'm not saying that all black churches are like that. but there are some black churches that need to be smacked in the fucking face because they're selling a lot of our people out. A lot of these black churches and black pastors are selling our people the fuck out. They use the God thing because they know we're vulnerable.
Speaking of Africans,
Yes.
I had Freeway Ricky on recently.
Freeway.
And he said something interesting about Africans. Well, let me see if I can just let me find it real
I just
quick.
met him. He was cool as shit.
This is Freeway Ricky
Yes.
talking about African Americans and Africans.
Oh, I love it.
You love it?
I love it.
Can't wait for this.
That's how Soul Plane got good. It was me and Snoop Dogg.
Or we can escape to. You know, this is like everything that we have is right here. You know, even Africa, they don't really accept American blacks. You know, they don't really like us.
There's a friction between American blacks and Africans.
Well, American
living.
blacks don't have no friction. They have a friction.
Yeah.
American blacks like everybody.
This is true.
We just like accept anybody come in our community. Oh, come on in, bring your store and all your goods and everything. We'll buy that shit. It might not be worth a damn, but we'll buy it. We'll support you.
Yeah, no, you're right. The racism comes from the African side.
Yeah, we don't have any of that. American blacks, I feel, have been giving away their stuff too long. You know, it's time for us to become more conscious about everything that we do, what we do with it, who we allow to get our money. And I think that once they do that, it's gonna be a big difference. But no, we don't have anything against them.
Hell no.
They have a friction against us.
He's right.
Right, but
He's so right.
so you're actually agreeing with this.
Damn right. Because
And you're African.
And I'm West African, Nigerian, but I was born in Nebraska, Lincoln, Nebraska. My father went to school there. I have video on my Instagram. Comedian Godfrey, by the way. But it's the truth. Because if you ever remember the movie Sugar Hill,
Yep.
and there's a scene where they're doing the thing with the drug dealer, and the guy said, we can't work with Akata. We can't work with Akata. That's a word that they were calling the American blacks, Akata, the Nigerians. Akata is a word that they use for American blacks. And Wesley Snipes was like, yo, what is this Akata shit you keep calling us? And the guy goes, we don't want to work with cotton pickers. And then Wesley beats the shit out of them. But it's the truth. So African Americans and Africans have always had friction, you know what I'm saying? But Africans, and I know some Africans are going to probably be like, I don't like what you, man, whatever.
People were upset over this clip. This clip started
Why?
to go viral on Twitter.
Why are they getting upset at that? First of all, it's the truth. Africans come to America, and there's a lot of my African American friends say, man, a lot of Africans are really mean towards us. They're really nasty towards us because they feel they're better towards us. And I think it's the wrong attitude to take because I'm West African, but I was born here. My friends are African American and African. I think it's fucked up because here's the thing. Africa, like whether you say Nigerians or Ethiopians, whatever, we were colonized by Europeans, man. We were colonized. We were treated like shit. Look at South Africa. With all the Dutch, they've shit on South Africans, man. And finally, I think South Africans, with the help of Julius Malema and all these, they're trying to take some of their shit back. Dutch people are fucked up towards fucking black Africans. And the fact that a South African, a white South African calls himself African, to me is fucking ridiculous. Like, you're Dutch. You just didn't leave. How the fuck do you steal African from somebody? How do you go, listen, if I was born in China, Vlad, and I said I'm Chinese, I've lived there my whole life, would you believe me? Would you believe that I was Chinese? If I say, listen, and I even have the accent, listen, I'm Chinese, I promise, I've been there all my life. Would you believe me?
Yes, I would.
You would say, I'm Chinese. You would believe I was Chinese. You wouldn't say, hey, you're a black dude. You just happen to be
You
in
could
China.
be third generation Chinese.
No, I was like, no, what if I lived there all my life, I'm Chinese. I go, ni hao, and I speak Taola.
I mean, you consider yourself American?
But what you would believe I was Chinese, though?
Well, I believe you're American.
Would you say I'm black first? Would you look at me as a black man first? I was like,
If you never open your mouth, first I would
if I didn't open my mouth and I'm sitting
I
like
would
this,
first see you as a black person.
you would say there's
and
a
then
black
you,
guy.
and then you
right
would
there.
open your mouth and
I go, you wouldn't believe that shit. You'd be like, there's
Chinese black guy.
There's a black dude doing some Chinese shit. I don't know what the fuck that was. But it's like when white South Africans, that's not even real. You're not even genetically an African. The fuck? You don't even live amongst the black ones. It's that same mentality that Africans have when they come to, and I've had relatives, man, I'm not going to name them. I've had relatives go, oh, we're better than African Americans. I go, no, we're not. Because I was just stopped by the police the other day. And I'm gonna tell you, I used to try to use that African accent. You know what I mean? When police stop me, I say, I'm sorry, officer, what is the problem? I am not the same as them. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I'm not gonna act like, of course there's a slight cultural difference when you're African because you know what it is? In Africa, usually they'll show African Americans in a certain light. So Africans will have this concept of how African Americans are. And then in America, they would show us Tarzan. They would show us Tarzan and Africans suffering with flies on their faces, starving, 300 African kids in a school with no books. So they would used to call me Black African Booty Scratcher. They used to call me names.
So I had John Sally on my show
Yeah.
recently. And as an NBA player, he goes over to China a lot to do exhibition stuff and probably get a check and everything else like that. And we had a whole conversation about China and Africans because apparently the Chinese government is buying up a bunch of land in Africa.
They're fixing the infrastructure. $60 billion.
They're depending on how you look at it, the story I've heard that he's actually co-signed was that they're giving these loans out to these African countries. When they can't pay back, they'll say, okay, cool, we'll just take some land.
Yeah.
And they've been kind of building up land masses
killing it.
In China. But he said the one thing that's a difference in China is that when you see Africans on TV in China, they're not shown in a negative light because they're looking to kind of start taking over parts of China. So they want to show, parts of Africa. So they're trying to show positive sides of Africa so more Chinese would move over there.
I keep going to China every year. China keeps going to Africa. I said, what am I doing?
You know what I'd heard? I don't know if this is true or not, but a Chinese close associate of mine told me about this. They're saying that the Chinese have been systematically giving loans to these African countries, which they ultimately can't pay back, and they're taking more and more land in different parts of Africa from these loans, and they're slowly starting to take over Africa.
They're buying Africa.
Buying Africa, essentially. That's true?
That's very true.
Deep.
Let me tell you what else they're doing in China. On China, they show, This Week in Africa, they show good stories. They show nice people. They don't show bandanas and machine guns and killing and kidnappers. They don't show the animals jumping in your car, people getting mauled by tigers. Right. They show the humanity of Africa. They show how wonderful these people are. They talk about how this used to be the way we were told to look at it, because Americans, literally in their television and their films, have convinced us that they're savages. Their treatment. So the Chinese, when I was there, I saw more about Africa and China than I've ever seen in America, and they can't tell me I wasn't looking for it, because I was.
Until they take over, then they'll go back to shitting on us again, right?
I don't know.
Well, Chinese are very, very slick, and they work very hard, but Africans have always gotten tricked. Africa is one of those continents that, the world needs, because without Africa, everything collapses. That's real. That's where everybody gets all their elements and all their important shit, and all the cell phones are working because of elements out of Africa. Africa, what they do is they show, let me tell you, they purposely show Africa as this shitty place to be, right? For African Americans, so African Americans would be like, I don't want to go to Africa. You understand? They want to keep you away. But then when I was in Africa, you see white people all over the place living and chilling and shit.
I've been to Senegal.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I've been to Dakar. There's a downtown. And there's
but I'm saying they show the worst part of Africa so that it can detour African Americans and keep that fucking friction going. When I did Soul Plane, I'm being honest. When I did Soul Plane, the way I auditioned, Snoop Dogg is the pilot. He was already cast. I went in and I said, you know what? In the audition, I said, I'm going to play an African. They were like, why are you going to do that? Because friction amongst African Americans or African is so prominent that it'll be funny. It'll be funny. And me and Snoop use that to make the shit funny. And that's why people are like, man, you killed that shit in Soul Plane. But I use that African American, and a lot of Africans got to understand that the reason why you're here and the reason why you're kind of like doing well is because of off the backs of African Americans. Do not get it twisted. The American culture is built by African Americans, plain and simple. Every music genre, I don't give a fuck. Everything that's cool of America is built on black people's backs. All the universities from Harvard were built by slaves. That's real shit. Everything, music, food, all of that. And you come in and it seems like every race of people, when they come to America, they've been going through hell. They come and they shit on black people. Irish people will say, we're the blacks of Europe. We're the fucking niggers of Europe. Yeah, but you come here and you call us niggas. You came from some hell, but now that you got your rights, black people ain't shit. Italians, have you seen the Italians, the Ken Burns, Italian Americans? Have you seen that documentary? The Italians look like Indians. They were so dark. They got treated like shit, sent to the ghettos. They get their little shit. We ain't shit. Niggas ain't shit. Boom. The Vietnamese come in. The Chinese come in. The fucking Russian people come in. The Polish, and everybody's shitting on black folk. It's like Freeway Rick Ross was right. We accept everybody, but everybody shits on us or takes what they want from us, whether it's economically, whether it's sexually, athletically, entertainment, and fuck us all the time, and we take it. Now there's a point where it becomes our fault. And Rick Ross, he was right. He goes, we need to start taking our own shit, being careful with our own money. And J. Edgar Hoover said, the biggest threat to America is Negro unity. And if we don't get that shit together, we're going to get fucked here and in Africa. And Africans, I tell this to you in your face. You need to cut that dumb shit out, man. Black is black. Caribbeans, black is black. Listen, of course it's different. Listen, black people from the South are a little bit different than black people from fucking the North sometimes. You know what I mean? But black is black. They see you the same way. I don't give a fuck. And I don't want anybody to think that, the whole world is racist. Everybody's just racist against black people every single minute. Because, listen, racism even takes a break. You know what I mean? Racism takes a break, too. I mean, not everybody's going, nigga. You can only, hatred is taxing. You know what I mean? Like, let's get them niggers, goddamn, let's get them chains. It's like, you're tired. You can't, kill everybody, So there's a time where everybody's actually getting along. But Rick Ross was fucking right, man. He was right. He nailed. And I'm not saying that every African is going around dogging out African Americans.
What about your parents?
My parents were never, I'm going to tell you honestly, my parents were never like that. My father taught in the school system on the west side of Chicago for 45 years. He literally had adult programs. He taught in prisons. So my father was very, very, he never spoke like that. He never spoke like that. But then my father used to dog Nigerians too. He was like, some of these Africans, my father was very balanced. My parents were very, very balanced. You know what I mean? I grew up in Chicago, like segregated, racist as fuck, but a phenomenal city. But I grew up around, I didn't grow up in New York City, where New York, even though there's racism there, but people lived amongst each other. Like, I noticed that a lot of my white friends had friends from everywhere. In Chicago, it's like blacks hung with blacks, whites hung with whites, Mexicans with Mexicans. It was you saw the segregation. But the area that I lived in Chicago, Uptown, shout out to Uptown, was all immigrants. My Russian friends, Yugoslavian, African, Korean, all the whole nine. But Rick Ross was he nailed that shit. That shit is real. That Africans think they're better than African Americans, and it's a bullshit because cops don't give a fuck. A bullet does not distinguish. A bullet doesn't stop and go, nah, he's African. I'm looking for African American. No.
Well, you're a huge Wu-Tang fan.
Man, if I tell you once, I'm an honorary Wu-Tang member.
I saw the Method Man video.
The Method Man video. I am one of the hugest Wu-Tang fans. It's ridiculous how much.
What's up, everybody? That's my man, METHOD, man, right here. Yeah. So now, everybody wants to be a member of the Wu-Tang Clan. You can't be a real member because you didn't earn that shit. Right. You understand? Right. But we deep down want to be members. Like, can I be an honorary member? And I said, let me wear this shirt, Killer Bees, right? Killer Bees. And I said, when I see Method, I want to have him make me an honorary Wu-Tang member. So go ahead, Meth.
Hey, Godfrey.
Yes, sir.
You are officially an honorary Wu-Tang member.
You heard it from the horse's mouth, bitch. Honorary Wu-Tang member. Fuck all of you. You see him? He's the source right here. Fuck you all. I'm better than all my friends. All of them. Wu-Tang. Right. Honorary, bitch.
My energy is Wu-Tang. Like, my energy is Wu-Tang. When I come here, it's sponsored by Wu-Tang.
Did you see the documentary?
Yes, I saw a little bit because I'm saving it. I don't know why. I don't want to see the whole thing right away. And I was watching older Wu-Tang documentaries before that one. They have one from 2007.
Well, I interviewed You God.
You God's my man.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely one of my more difficult interviews.
Well, You God, I don't think likes coming out in public. Really, he's not a big.
Yeah. You God seemed like he was just kind of mad at me for whatever reason. From like the
Everyone's
very
mad
beginning.
at you.
Yeah.
Everyone's mad at you, dude. What are you being surprised about?
It was not a. It was
Why
not
was
a-
he mad at you? I didn't see the interview.
You should check it out. It was
Okay.
the interview went so left that we literally had to cut out certain parts of it.
What did you say? What did you ask him, man? You know what you do. What did you ask him?
He just would get mad at me, man. He had certain questions. He would get mad. Like
What question?
questions about the first album, I guess. At one point he mentioned there was like a lawsuit, about the first album. So he was having problems with me asking certain questions and stuff like that.
Well,
Well, he said something interesting.
what?
I guess him and RZA didn't get along too well.
Okay, I've heard of some stories of some other members like having a little thing with RZA.
Well, he said that
I kind of felt like by the time 8 Diagrams and Better Tomorrow came out, the synergy with you guys really wasn't really the same.
Yeah, man, our music, it's the beats, man. It's the fucking beats. It's always been, after forever, we was always complaining about the music internally, man. It just wasn't strong enough. It wasn't powerful enough. It wasn't big enough. And he still wanted to put out, RZA still wanted to put out records under that whack production. We felt it wasn't strong enough. And he sits there and says, he thinks his production is still strong. We like, nah, dog, it's not.
Well, I mean, that's a matter of opinion. I'm a big Wu fan, so I mean, with any music, you can't make perfect music all the time. I mean, Michael Jackson had a couple whack songs. I mean, fuck out of here, Luther had whack songs. Everybody has some shit that's whack. Every artist ebbs and flows, man. There's not everything. You know what I mean? There's some artists that live off of 2 songs and the whole album stinks, but it's one of the greatest albums. You know what I mean? So you can't really, unless you're just a fan. I'm just a fan. So You God knows better than both of us. He's a Wu-Tang member.
Yep.
So that shit is personal. You know what I mean? I don't know anything about that.
I mean, I could tell
but there's
you
they have reasons for what they know. I don't,
after the second album, Wu-Tang kind of lost me. Like Gravel Pit and all that shit.
Yeah,
was
Gravel
like,
Pit, but my thing, what do you got? But I'm such a Wu-Tang fan. I don't give a shit. But what if they could have been experimenting? Sometimes you experiment. Remember when Common experimented with Electric Circus?
Yeah, I skipped that album. That one came and went.
But you know what? That's okay though. Sometimes there is nothing wrong. Listen, man, it's no different than stand-up. Richard Pryor had a weak special. His special, he had one horrible one. It happens. My shit, there's gonna be times when they're like, yo, Godfrey shit was whack. You're as an artist, this shit is subjective. Sometimes you remember Nas when he had the one, there was one album where he had the gold. He just was different producers. He just had a different sound.
I mean, you know how I feel about Nas's albums, but
First of all, do not disrespect Nas. I'm not gonna have you do that shit. Nas is one of the fucking greatest ever on the mic. Plain and simple.
on the mic.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean,
when it comes to picking beats, not so much. But anyways, go on.
his beats are great. Fuck that, Nas. You the shit. Go ahead. Yeah, but I don't, especially with Wu-Tang, I heard about the different. I saw Raekwon's interviews I've seen, and they were talking about RZA. But RZA's the businessman. RZA's the guy that put everything together. You know what I mean? And I'm sure there were disagreements. They even have a footage of them arguing on a bus. You've seen that one?
No, I mean,
But that's
they
normal when
went
you're
into-
around each other.
They went into all that, but I think ultimately what the problem is that you have just so many fucking members of this group, and there's not that much money to carve up.
Of course not.
Like,
And then there's-
because I mean, number one, the record label got to get there.
They got to get theirs. The guy who created the whole shit's gonna get his, and you got fucking 8 or 9 talented dudes. Like everybody's, because what's good about the Wu-Tang is that Method could do his own thing. Raekwon did his own thing. Ghostface and Raekwon did their own thing. RZA did his own thing. They all were self-sufficient dudes.
A lot of them do.
So you got a lot of creative differences. You got a lot of people who want to expand. But the great thing about it is they never broke up because the Wu-Tang was so strong. But I get that tension. I get that. That's normal.
What he said was that he thinks that the reason why things started to go downhill is that RZA had all those side projects.
RZA said that recording Wu-Tang Forever was kind of the start of the decline of the group. And he said the reason is because everyone started to, kind of come in as their own at that point. I mean, would you agree?
I don't know. I don't know. He's talking about somebody as their own. We all are our own. The problem is with him, he want everybody to be underneath his punk ass. And Dirty used to say that shit all fucking time, call us robots and all that shit. I ain't realized what it was until we was older. But yeah, ain't nobody gonna come up underneath nobody. You know what I mean? Everybody was their man, their own man, and yada, yada, yada. And he got his little opinion about certain situation. What he should have been talking about is all the whack-ass side groups he put out before the main thinkers in the group. That's what the fuck he should have been talking about. You know what I mean? So, yeah. What about that fly shit?
Got you. Well, you know what? I don't, like I said, it's normal to want to do other shit. Look at RZA scores movies, the whole nine. That's just
RZA did great. I think he's the most successful one out of that group.
Him, and I would say Meth, and I would say
Meth
Ghost and Ghost and Raekwon.
No, but RZA started doing movies.
But RZA was doing scoring movies.
That's what I'm saying.
RZA was
Scoring
acting in movies.
Acting movies,
yeah,
producing his own
and
films.
so be it. It's like Method Man's career is pretty fucking awesome too. Like he's been in movies. He's hosting shows now. I mean, I don't know what I don't follow them like that. But even Raekwon has a liquor out. He has a drink out now, but their brand is still strong. They can still do concerts. They're known all over the world.
The Wu-Tang logo is
the greatest.
It's the greatest
It's the
hip-hop
greatest
logo
hip hop
ever.
logo ever.
You cannot pick a logo in hip hop that has the power
It's
of that
that.
eagle. Yeah.
It's probably one of the greatest logos, period, in a brand. That's another thing. You know what I mean? Because last year I had a Wu-Tang birthday cake. I had the lady make me in Montreal, and it's a cake. You can even see it on my Instagram. There's a cake and there's Wu-Tang on it.
Yo, I told you motherfuckers, man. I'm all about the Wu-Tang, man. I don't give a fuck. It's my birthday and shit. I always represent Wu-Tang, man. I told you, Method Man made me an honorary Wu-Tang member. It's on my Instagram. You understand? Y'all thought I was fucking playing. I wasn't a member, son. Look at the Wu-Tang cake, son.
You blew
I
up
don't give a fuck. The Wu-Tang cake right there, baby. Wu-Tang cake ain't nothing to fuck with. Wu-Tang cake ain't nothing to fuck with. Wu-Tang cake ain't nothing to fuck with. Happy birthday, motherfucker. Oh, Wu-Tang cake.
Real fucking cake is still in the pan.
That's right. Still in the fucking pan. Real cake. Wu cake, baby. Wu fucking cake. Happy birthday to me, you son of a bitch.
But that's probably the greatest logo around. Just as far as Nike has their logo.
Yeah.
Public Enemy had a pretty cool logo.
Yeah.
I mean,
hieroglyphics.
But that, oh shit.
Yep.
Jordan.
Yep.
Wu-Tang. Come on. So
Jay-Z just became hip hop's first billionaire.
Yo, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. That's not bad, right? It's crazy. I can't believe it. Oh shit. Yo, B. She'll be like, what? No, I'm a B, billionaire. yeah. Right? Isn't that how he laughs?
Pretty much.
Yeah,
man.
Good for him. Congratulations. They counted all his assets, his paintings, what he owns, title, everything, and good for him.
Well, you know.
What happens?
Well, I have a page called Vlad Stocks.
Okay. Right. I've seen that.
And it's like on that page, the equivalent of the East Coast, West Coast hip hop war is stocks versus real estate. Because I'm not a fan of real estate.
Why aren't you a fan of real estate?
I just don't think it's a good investment.
Really?
I don't think real estate is a good investment.
Well, okay, because I'm trying to invest into something. I don't know what to, though.
Well, and people like you and me grow up with everyone telling them you gotta buy property.
That's all I always think about, yeah.
Right. But I've owned property before. I've done okay with it. And I realized after doing it a few times that it's not a great investment.
Okay.
I'm not talking about buying commercial property, multi-unit, whatever else. I'm talking about owning your house.
Oh, I hate it. I had a house in the Bronx and it sucked. I couldn't stand it. I put more money into that shit,
right,
fixing it up. I was at Home Depot every damn week. I know all the aisles in Spanish.
Well,
crazy.
There's a breakdown of Jay-Z's wealth.
Mm-hmm.
and real estate is at the very bottom. It's like 5%.
His artwork is
His
700
art, he
million.
owns more in art than he does in real estate.
Yeah, he has 700 million worth.
Like 70
art,
million, I think.
70 million worth of art and all that. So is it better to invest in art?
I don't think art is a great investment either. I've owned art. Like I own a bunch of Keith Haring.
Oh,
prints.
Keith Haring,
Yeah.
the weird
And, you know.
crack is whack dude.
Yeah, that dude.
Yeah.
And number one, you have to insure it. So it's costing you money every year. Moving it is massively expensive. And then when you sell it, the fees that you have to pay to like a Christie's auction house are massive.
What?
You know what I'm saying? But everyone is always so obsessed with real estate.
Yeah.
And overall, when you look at all the billionaires,
Yeah.
real estate accounts for like 2% of their total net worth.
What is the main thing that billionaires have usually?
A lot of stock,
Stock then.
a lot of, you know, their own private companies,
Okay.
and real estate is like 2%. I mean, they'll probably own, you know, they'll own their mansion. They might have another couple
yeah.
properties here and there. But if real estate was such a great investment, why don't all the richest people own tons of real estate when they really don't?
Well, that's a nice thing. At least there's some hope. You can.
Well, but Jay-Z became the first billionaire.
Good for him
You
in
know,
hip-hop.
mostly really in liquor companies. The liquor companies account for most of his wealth.
Most of it, liquor.
Liquor.
Eee.
Ace of Spades,
Okay.
Douce.
But all of these are not sold in like the neighborhoods or the poor neighborhoods. No, right?
I mean, I'm sure you can get a bottle of Ace in some of these, kind of, sort of.
Ah, that's a little weird. I don't know. I mean, I'm happy for them, but is that would we say that all those liquor companies are kind of destroying our black communities? I don't know, but
Little bit.
I'm happy for Jay-Z. I hope that him being a billionaire, because we need more black multimillionaires and billionaires in positions of power, because Jay-Z does have power.
Yep.
And you know, and we need that. We need him in positions where he can actually make shit happen. You know what I mean? Whether it's improving neighborhoods, improving academics, like LeBron James, we need more of that. That's good.
Well, right. And Rihanna is the
600 million?
wealthiest female musician in the world.
600 million. And she's doing some dope shit, like her Fenty line.
I mean, that's pretty much all her money right now. Like, she doesn't even do albums anymore.
She's not really doing, and she does like a hit or two and kills it.
She hasn't done a song in like years at this
Wow,
point.
but I like what she's doing though.
Well, it's so interesting though. Like,
Yeah.
like for example, when I first got into DJing,
Yes.
the DJ I looked up to was Funkmaster Flex.
Okay.
Because he wasn't just doing clubs and shit and radio. He had like a car, you know, a car show,
Yeah.
and he had like his own shoe, and he
Yeah,
had
yeah.
like turtle wax and all this other shit, like all these other businesses. And I'm like, yo, that's dope to be able to use kind of like the celebrity from one aspect and use it to build a whole other business.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that to me was dope.
That's very
Like,
smart.
you know, because at the end of the day, you can't spin records forever.
No. Well,
I mean, you kind of can, but you're not really going to support yourself very well.
right.
You know, like, honestly, like, who was it? MC Shan,
Yeah.
you know, went on this rant on his Instagram about, like, fuck hip-hop. Like, we're still having to do these shows every weekend just to pay our bills, and there's no pension plan, and, you
Right.
know, the record sales
Yeah.
aren't keeping us going, and that type of shit. Like, you know, you don't really want to be completely dependent on someone booking you to survive.
Of course not.
For the rest of your life.
No.
You have to have a base.
Yeah.
You know, now you could do it if you want to do it, but when you have to do it, it's a whole different story.
Like nowadays, you are an idiot to just do one thing. You have to expand. It's a wild west out here now.
Yeah.
Social media, marketing. It's about branding. There's knuckleheads getting money. Fucking knuckleheads getting money. And there's people who are super talented but are resisting. You can't depend on that. Even though, as a comedian, the live performance, even for musicians, that's where you make your money too. Live performing. But that's why it's important to do your videos and stay relevant, but you need the live shit too. And you better make sure your live shit is tight.
Yeah.
Or nobody's coming to fuck with you.
I mean, you got guys like Haha Davis,
Yeah.
who started just doing skits,
funny
and
as
now
hell.
they're booked for everything.
Yeah,
I
he's
mean, in
booked.
fact, he was in the Old Town Road video alongside Chris Rock.
Wow.
See that video?
I didn't see the video.
Yeah, no, it was HaHa Davis and Chris Rock next to each other on horses, talking, cracking jokes with each other.
That's dope. But he created it himself, and his videos are hilarious. He's always liked by Shannon Sharp and all his other,
Right.
Shannon Sharp. Like, man, HaHa Davis is my favorite. Skip, let me tell you something, Skip. I love HaHa Davis. Make me laugh, Skip. For real, Skip. It's all right. It's cool, Skip. I love HaHa Davis. One of my favorite comedians, Skip. But but you have to do that. And guys from my school, the older school, I tell them, I said, you gotta connect with some of these cats, especially some of these cats that look up to you. I fucks with Rennie. Shout out to Rennie.
Yeah.
You've interviewed Rennie. I fucks with King Batch. Me and King Batch doing something in the future. I'm doing stuff with Batch, D Storm, all of those, that whole crew of Instagram people.
Yeah.
I got with them. I was at 2.5 years ago. I was about 8,000 followers. I'm at 260,000.
Boom.
I mean, fuck that. You better get with it. And when you see the numbers and you see it, you go, this is good. And hey, and I fucks with Vlad. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on. Open up your demographics, God damn it.
Well, David Ortiz got shot. God damn. Big Papi.
Big Papi.
In his hometown.
And even though he plays for the worst team on the planet.
Run the Boosie clip, how rappers get killed in their home, in their home city. It's crazy when you say most rappers get killed in their city. I start thinking Bankroll Fresh got killed in Atlanta, Chink Struggs got killed in Queens. We can go back, Soldier Slim killed in Louisiana, Big L killed in Harlem, the Biggie and Tupac thing, they were traveling at the time, but everybody else, Jam Master Jay was killed in his own studio in Queens.
Right. It's facts, man. It's not, what I'm speaking is facts. Those are the guys who want to hurt you, those guys who've been looking at you your whole life and building up envy. They build up envy to where they can't do nothing now. They can't stop you from getting money. You don't want to be their friend or associate. You can't come in their crew and get any kind of money. They're too big for you to even try to beef with. So you know what? I'll just take your life.
Listen, man. And someone ran up on him and shot him.
It was like a drive-by.
It was like a drive-by. Ran up on him and shot him in like an open in the daytime.
It was like a bar.
It was like a bar or something like that. It looked like it was light out. Like, listen, Big Papi, I'm glad he's okay. One of the greatest sluggers.
I think
they took out his
they had to take out part of his organs or something.
But
this was not like a small flesh wound.
But they say he's in stable condition.
But they had to send a plane. Like the Red Sox sent a plane to DR to pick him up and personally fly him back. That's serious.
I'm glad that I hope he lives. He plays for my rival team. I can't stand the fucking Red Sox. But Big Papi was a threat. Every time, he's the reason why the Red Sox started winning World Series anyway in the first place.
He was the face of the Red Sox.
He was the face of the Red Sox. He's Dominican Republic, but he always said he wasn't black. He was Dominican. But I'm going to let you know, you got shot. You a nigga now. Word up. That was some nigga shit that just happened to your ass. I know black. Remember? I'm not black. I ain't Dominican. I know black. Pow. I black. I black. Take me to hospital, please. Por favor. I black. Nigga shot me. Oh, God, Dios mío, carajo. What was that? Something got me I don't know what happened. Something hit me. I don't know what happened. The niggers here, the crazy, these niggers here. Listen, that was some nigger shit that happened. And I don't ever use the N-word inappropriately. I always use the N-word when it's apropos. But that was some nigga shit. And you a big black dude, and they saw your ass. They were like, there's the black guy right there, get him. And I think he's gonna be all right though. I think he's gonna be fine. That's why I can talk about it. But that's just hateful shit. Hate. Like with Nipsey Hussle in your own neighborhood, these motherfuckers that hate on you. But I heard that it was some old fucking around with somebody's wife though.
I heard something about that.
It was a drug lord's wife. Somebody had an affair or some shit. You know what I'm saying? You was fucking with somebody. This is what I heard. So, you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm going to wait. I don't want to jump the gun. I don't want to say no crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? But it's like there's haters out there. You know what I mean? He goes to the Dominican Republic. They're like bowing down to this
God
guy.
over there, yeah.
Of course.
I mean, is he the most famous Dominican baseball player? Living?
Living, yes, he is. And plus, he has World Series. He got money. He's probably building shit. He's probably running shit. You know how cheap it is in the Dominican Republic?
Yeah, I've been out there.
Well, me too. And it's like, yo. And so they probably, somebody hated against him. Maybe he had a beef back in the day. Maybe, and, they fucking got his ass. And, Dominican Republic is not that big.
It's pretty small.
It's pretty small.
You're gonna keep
Malecon Street, motherfucker.
It's an island. You're going to keep running into the same people.
They all eat the same spot. Where you going? We're going to Bichuela Negros. That's my favorite restaurant. We go there, eat something, a little something, get out of there, get some pussy, maybe get that fuck out of there, And then bow. Ow! Carajo!
The other day, I was talking to my man, Carl Jones.
The Black Dynamite?
Black Dynamite.
I know Carl. I did voiceover on Carl.
Right. Well, I knew him from the Boondocks.
Okay.
He's the one that put me into the Boondocks.
Oh, wow, cool.
As a character in the Boondocks.
Awesome.
Yeah. Well, so I was talking to Carl Jones.
Yeah.
Well, my man, Michael Jai White.
Michael Jai
White, who actually I hang out with these days.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Man, he
in
seems
fact,
cool as hell.
He has, because he has this house in the back with like a movie room, basically. And so he has a bunch of stuff from his movies.
Yeah.
And he has a Black Dynamite Afro pick that's as big as you.
What? That's dope.
It's like a promo piece from
cool guy, right?
Yeah, very cool.
Humble. I love his
cool.
his interview was fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
His pops and his whole, and he's a bad dude, man.
Well, you actually played Al Sharpton.
Yes.
In Black
the fiddle
Dynamite.
faddle thing, yeah.
Can you do the Al Sharpton?
I don't remember because I was like, but you have to understand the fiddle faddle is my favorite thing to eat. And I did this whole, it was about, he was eating something, I can't remember, but Carl called me up out of the blue because it was Ari Spears that hooked it up for me. Ari Spears was like, yo, God. He's like, man, yo, son. He's like, I can't do Al Sharpton. And I said, you could do that shit, son. And he hooked me up. I was like, Aries looked out. That's my man. Aries hooked me up. So, and then Carl was like, I'm a big fan. I go, well, where the fuck have you been, brah? Where have you been? I would have loved to have done some voices on that shit. But I hope Carl is doing some, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, he's working on some new shit.
That would be great to be like, talk to him and still do some stuff because,
Oh, I remember I interviewed Michael Franzese. He was like a high-ranking Italian mafia member.
Yeah, I saw. I didn't see the whole, but I know what you're talking about.
And he talked. He had some dealings with Al Sharpton. And what he told me in the interview, which I actually looked up to be true afterwards, was that Al Sharpton was actually an FBI informant.
Al Sharpton at the time, he was a gun for hire. We needed him to do some things with his own people, which he called them at the time. We hired him to do it. We used to pay him. He was valuable in the music business because the Norby Walters, the guy I had at that time that was booking all these acts, we'd send Al out to meet with the act that he wanted to book, and Al would bring him to us for a price. That's how we used him. So I know Al very well.
Okay. And what happened with Don King?
Well, they had an undercover operation on me for about 8 or 9 months. But I was very leery of these guys. I was very careful how I worked with them. And I eventually brought them to Don King. But in the first meeting that I had with King, I said, look, I can only trace these guys back maybe a year. I said, so in this first meeting we have, don't say anything illegal. Play it straight. Say everything across the board. They want to invest money. They'll invest it with you. We'll get into the fight game, but don't talk about anything you shouldn't be talking about. So we had the meeting, and he did it exactly like that. What happened was, and it was a big case, we called it shadow boxing. That was Sports Illustrated wrote it up. It was a whole big thing. What happened was they tried to continue. They were trying to get the money to give to Don. It was going to be a lot of money at the time. And they had, I believe, 81 tape recordings of me. They turned it over to the U.S. attorney at the time, and none of those tape recordings worked to have me indicted. I didn't say anything on them that would hurt myself. So they eventually had to close it down, and it went nowhere. But the only one that got in trouble over that was Al Sharpton, because he tried to do a drug deal with the agents. And then he became an informant after that, 100%, no matter what he says. He was an informant. He tried to do a drug deal. They got him on tape doing the deal, the whole bit.
Oh, you didn't see the footage?
He had a wire on and everything.
Wire on, he had a little pimp hat and shit you see with the cowboy hat?
I guess like what they said was he got caught doing a drug deal. Yeah. So he agreed to have to wear a wire against Italian mafia members.
Yeah. Can you believe that shit? These fucking
people call me the police.
They say you're feds. They say
I'm the feds.
They think you're the feds.
But they support Al Sharpton.
Yeah. Al Sharpton's like this. But at the time, I was trying my best to get, I was not really trying to go against. It was what I was going through that happened. What the fuck out of here?
He said, I'm not a rat. I catch rat. I'm a rat catcher, so I'm a
You
cat.
are a fucking groundhog, motherfucker. God damn it. It's bigger than a rat. You was like, and these Italians are like, can you believe this fucking guy? Can you believe this James Brown hair wearing motherfucker? Can you believe this guy? You fat piece of shit. I can't. What the fuck? You got the Moulignon, this fucking religious Moulignon fucking tricked you? You know what I mean? There's footage.
There's footage.
Al Sharpton being a fucking rat, dude. Whoop.
Wearing a wire.
Wearing a goddamn wire, because Al was probably going to go to jail. He's like, shit, I'll do whatever I got to do. What do I got to do? Suck dick? What do I got to do? Shit. I suck a mean dick. Goddamn. Shit, what you need? Goddamn. Shit. I just don't want to go to jail. Shit. Goddamn. Hallelujah.
Oh, man. Yeah. Al Sharpton.
Yeah.
But, you know, he still continues to be a relevant figure. I mean, didn't Obama meet with him? Like, you know, as he was running for office and stuff like that?
Well, yeah, you know, here's the thing. Al has been around for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Al was a pimp. He was, you know,
He was a pimp?
Yeah, Al was a heavy set.
Well, I know he looked like
big,
a pimp,
but he was a
was
pimp.
he
No,
actually?
he was into all that shit. And Al, I hope I'm not right. I think I'm right. He hung out when James Brown came around, and James Brown, you know, kind of like, that's why his hair perm.
Right, yeah.
James was like, listen, Al, no more pimping. You can't do it no more. You got the fucking chain. Time to change me the ass out there. Hey, step into life. I'm gonna tell you, honey. Wait a minute, we're gonna tell them, honey. Then that's what he said to Al.
I can't find anything about Al Sharpton being a pimp.
So then Al wasn't a pimp.
He just looked like one.
But he just looked like a pimp then. But Al was into whatever he was, and James Brown kind of came and kind of like mentored him. I don't know if he understood James at all at the time, you know, because Al, he's like this, you got to change. You're going to put it on something. And Al's like, okay, whatever. But he was a big influence. James Brown was a big influence on Al Sharpton. And then Al became a reverend. And then Al, you know, remember Tawana Brawley, he got involved in a lot of politics. I think he tried to run for president, too. I think Al Sharpton tried to run for
Or was that
president.
Jesse Jackson?
Like Jesse Jackson. So Al actually became a big political figure. I am on Sirius XM on channel 126, the same channel he's on. It's called Urban View, channel 126, and Al Sharpton is on that channel. Channel 1, it's Urban View.
So you guys run into each other?
I always see him at the Havana Club. It's a cigar bar. I see Al when I'm there. I'm not there all the time. When I go there, Al is there smoking cigars with his buddies and all that. So Al is basically a celebrity. He's a celebrity. He's a celebrity reverend who has been around for a long ass time.
Right.
You've seen him change, and he's become really politically smart, politically aware. You know, he's in the system. You know what I mean? So, and he's still got the perm, and he's got the little skinny head, and his body is like,
little body big,
and the head is like a
bobblehead
stop
kind of thing.
sign. Al Sharpton's like, I just want to hit his head and shit me. Hallelujah.
There was all these rumors that were going around about Young Buck and transgenders.
Man,
I guess there were some phone conversations
Yo,
and such.
son.
And out of the blue,
Yeah.
Mr. C puts out a video basically trying to mentor Young Buck through this whole situation.
Of him messing with
transgenders.
Transgenders or one transgender? Or maybe.
I don't know if any of it's true. I don't know whether this was, a whole shakedown or whatever else. But I mean, what are you shaking Young Buck for down? He doesn't really have that much. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It seems like he's kind of in the hole, with 50.
Well, what 50 said, and a lot of people owe him money for some reason. Everybody owes him money.
I don't know money.
I don't owe him shit.
I don't know 50, nothing.
Oh, me neither. But Young Buck, who was part of the G Unit, was a great part of the G Unit crew. You know,
at the time, in the beginning.
At the time, yeah, he was all right. We liked him. There's this little southern twist to it. Boom. But then there was one where there was have you heard the video of Young Buck begging 50 to come back or some shit?
He was crying.
Crying. Like, there's nothing like a thug crying, first of all. A thug crying is the funniest shit in the world. Yo, man. Come on, man. You know, you try to fight your tears and still be hard. Man, how you gonna treat me like a little bitch though? Yo, man, I don't need no tissue, nigga. And 50 was like, yo, why didn't you come to me, man? What's the deal? Why didn't you tell me? Why did you know? So that didn't make Young Buck look too good because it was public. You understand?
Well, I mean, 50 recorded a personal,
Yeah, 50,
a private
50
conversation.
taking people out, man.
I just honestly,
50's
had issues with me in the past. I just really just stay out of his way.
I stay out of his way too, because 50
good.
will get.
I'm good. Like
he will get you though. But 50
50
trolls, but it's
50
funny as shit though.
And he's pettier than anybody, and he
But what's
he will file lawsuits against you, lose money just to fuck up your money. And
what he did to Ja Rule, I was like, yo, what the fuck? The shit he did to Ja Rule by buying the first couple rows. I mean, he just goes all out. The Mayweather thing, that battle, that
was supposed to be his friend.
I know. And all of a sudden, he's like betting the money he could read. I go, it's fucked up, but it's hilarious.
Remember the dude that tried to run up on him? You know,
Recently, that rapper tried to run up on him. He was about to fight him.
Yeah.
I mean, he said the way you're going about this is all wrong. You're going about it all. He's like, no, fuck that. Why you? I mean, he came at 50 kind of crazy though.
Yeah.
He came at him kind of crazy.
50 was also walking around without security, which was kind of weird. I mean, I know he was out on a date.
Yeah.
You know, and I get that part, but still, like, not to say 50's a soft guy at all. Like 50 can handle himself. I got that.
Still,
but it's like 50 shouldn't have to be the one to have to get someone out of his face.
No,
someone else
should have to do that.
Should have to do that. Hey,
but he
man,
probably didn't even expect that to happen. He probably was like,
he's 50. Everywhere he goes, people know
yeah,
he's 50.
but he probably was like a movie. It was like, yo,
Right,
we
yeah,
can
it was a
just
movie. It
go.
was a
I can
date.
just go in and just go come in, sneak out, and the dude was like, yo, I think because he reminds
He
me.
wants to do an interview with me. I turned him down.
Who?
The guy that ran up on him.
Dude,
My assistant was like, yo, do you want to interview this guy? I'm like, no.
First of all, there's a lot of hip hop dudes in New York City that will come at you, and I'm not even a fucking music producer. They'll come at me and go, yo, man, man, I'm a big fan of your comedy, man. Yo, you like hip hop, man? Yo, man, come on, man, and they'll give you CDs. I go, I don't even listen to that shit.
I don't have a CD player.
I'm not driving. He'd be like this, yo, man, why you hating, man? I'm just trying to better myself, man. I'm like, yo, relax. Sometimes they come at you crazy. They get mad at you. You know, you have the fucking CDs in a plastic fucking grocery bag. You expect me to trust that shit? You know, you feel what I'm saying?
It'll give me a virus.
You just pulled this shit out of a Whole Foods bag, bro. You don't even shop at Whole Foods. You feel me? So it's like that dude came at him kind of crazy. I'm sorry, he came at him crazy. And 50 even said, you coming at me wrong with that. And he did that because 50's reputation as this, but 50's a businessman. First of all, and you came at him wrong. Listen, it's okay to be hungry because 50 was hungry at one time. 50, I don't know how 50 approached people when he was hungry, but there's a way to do it.
Yeah,
where you
man.
see somebody with that woman and then you want to be confrontational with them because it's an insecurity thing. Because you just see the video the guy made after, he said, man, I just want to let you know your girl was looking good as shit. You know what I'm saying? He's trying. He's you know, it's that social media. He's trying to get that attention.
Well, back to the Mr. C transgender thing.
Okay.
I remember how big of a deal this was when Mr. C was caught with the transgenders and one of them ended up taping him and, you know, the whole thing. And, you know, me and C kind of had some back and forth between us because we were covering it and he had issues with us covering it and, you know. Okay. But, you know, you fast forward a few years, Mr. C is still spinning. He's still DJing. I mean, he left Hot 97, but he went to go DJ somewhere else. He's living his life, man.
After the transgender shit.
Yeah, and he probably messes with transgender still.
My thing is this, to each his own.
Right.
Why are we, it's just, listen, it's just, you know what it is? It's the denial thing.
Right.
Because cats are like, man, fuck that. Because I found out about a rapper that messes with, that I found out from another gay dude. I was with my friend, this girl, and she saw her gay friend, and he was pissed off about something. I was right there. And he goes, this motherfucker thinks he could just treat me. And I'm like, we're sitting there, I'm like, who are you talking about? And he showed the picture. It was a rapper that people know.
A New York rapper?
I ain't saying shit.
All right, you can tell me off camera.
I'll tell you off camera. This motherfucker was messing with, and he comes off as this dude but this is his man. And I'm like, wow, a lot of cats are in denial. My thing is, if a dude just goes, yo, yeah, that's what I like, move on. Who gives? But it's when they go denying it and then there's footage, it makes them look bad, is what I'm saying. Because you should be able to like whatever the fuck you want. Chick with a dick, you can fuck a goat, fuck, I don't care what you fuck. As long as you go, yeah, man, love goats, dude. All day, love goats, man.
Holding on the horns.
You're around the horns, hitting the billy goat. All day, I love that shit, man. It's what I do, man. I fuck goats, get my money, keep it moving, baby. All day. Now, I love that shit, man. That's me, man. Sometimes my cat. I love that shit. I love animals, man. I'm tired of bitches complaining. A goat don't say nothing. I ain't got to take a goat out. Cats don't say nothing. You know, you should be able to embrace your sexuality as free as we're supposed to be, right? As free as we're supposed to express ourselves. The homophobia thing is still there. It's still there. It's still there. I mean, whether people like it or not, people, that hardcore shit is a bunch, you know what I mean?
But you know, I mean,
it's the denial that it fucks them up.
Everyone that came out of the closet, whether they wanted to or not, mostly got embraced. Seems like their stature rose after they came out of the closet.
It's, hey, man.
You know, I haven't seen anyone get blackballed forever. You know what I mean? For example, like, you know, me and Michael Franzese, we were talking about the J. Edgar Hoover situation.
Yeah, he was
And he was gay and a cross-dresser.
Yeah, he was gay, cross-dresser, and hated black people. That's why I keep telling gay people, gay is not like being black. Because if it were, J. Edgar Hoover wouldn't be shooting up and killing all the Black Panthers and all the fucking black leaders. Keep it moving.
Well, you know, the mafia had photos of him wearing, you know, women's clothing and such, and they held that over his head. And this is why he said that the mafia doesn't really exist. J. Edgar Hoover publicly said there's no such thing as the mafia.
Right.
Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, the reason for that is Hoover used to go into, well, one of the reasons, I won't say it's the definite reason, but he used to frequent some places in Manhattan that were mob controlled. One of them was the Stork Club. And I was told upon good information that he was there with his boyfriend at the time. And the Stork Club at the time was bugged and wired because the owner of the Stork Club, a lot of celebrities would come in there. He would wire and bug these people and actually extort them or have information on them to either keep them coming to the club or whatever else he was doing. So he happened to catch Hoover and his boyfriend on tape in the bathroom doing some stuff that they shouldn't have. And they held it over Hoover's head. And that was one incident that caused Hoover to never admit that there was a mafia.
Right. I guess Hoover was also a cross-dresser.
Yeah.
And I heard there was photos and so forth.
They had photos and everything else. They knew for sure. He would never admit to the existence of the mob.
Because at that point, if you were exposed as a homosexual, it was the end of life as you know it.
Correct.
These days, it's a little bit different.
Correct.
You know, that was, you know, that's why he pushed all his attention towards the Black Panthers. Because he had to ignore the mafia and let them do whatever they wanted to do.
Yeah.
You know, but, you know, we talked about this. Back then, someone being exposed as gay was going to be a career ender.
True.
2019, the CEO of one of the biggest companies in the world, Apple, is openly gay and no one cared.
No, because it's like,
you know?
Are you doing good work? Great. I don't give a damn what the fuck you do. Like me. Like if I said I fuck goats, but I'm an amazing painter. You know what I mean? I'm smashing goats, but look at my painting. That should not have anything. Sex should be totally separate from how you treat people, how you know what I mean?
Right.
It shouldn't matter.
If it's legal sex.
Okay.
And in America, bestiality is illegal. So
well, I'm just saying.
But go to Brazil, you can fuck all the goats you want.
You can fuck all the goats.
All the goats you want, all the dogs you want.
There's a lot of stray dogs too.
Right.
A lot of stray dogs. There's so much dog ass out there.
I remember being in Rio de Janeiro and walking by like a porn shop.
Yeah.
And I'm you know, and you're like glancing at the porn movies as you're
I've
walking
been to
by.
Rio.
Yeah. And you're like, oh, look, it's a girl with a fur coat. And I'm like, I had to do a double take and like, that's not a fur coat, that's a dog that she's holding.
Oh,
I'm like, oh, this is a bestiality.
Yeah,
and my friend was like, yeah, in Brazil, bestiality, you can make bestiality porno tapes.
But Brazil is such a sex-ridden place.
Right.
It's like nothing to them. You know what
Exactly.
I mean? It's nothing. It's like, that's fucking regular shit.
That's regular shit.
Like, you know what I mean?
It's regular shit.
Yeah.
Then, you know, you have the R. Kelly situation. 11 new charges now.
Damn. Listen. What's the new? I mean, I think I know
11.
Most
I
of
mean,
the
it's all
charges.
the same shit.
It's all the same
I
shit.
guess.
And they're still looking for the daughter that he kidnapped, right? The parents are still like, we know you have our kid. Something he kept somebody.
She's still. I think she wants to be with him. I don't think.
I mean, at this point.
But yeah, I mean, his shit is like
11 new charges.
11 new charges. Now he's gonna say it's double jeopardy because he already went to trial for that tape.
Oh.
But
I
don't know, man.
I think it's a wrap for this guy, man. 11 new charges. I don't understand. My thing is this. I think they're trying to get a law passed for pedophilia or some shit.
What, there isn't one already?
I don't know.
Pedophilia
to be able to do it.
Pedophilia is frowned upon worldwide. Let's just get it straight.
It should be.
There is no human society that promotes pedophilia. Now, no, well, but I mean, the definition of it is different in certain places. Sometimes 16 is considered okay.
16 is
okay. But no one feels that a grown man should fuck a 5-year-old anywhere on the planet.
I would hope not.
You know what I'm saying?
But I swear, it sounds like they trying to get that shit to be okay and legal. That's what I heard. I've been reading a bunch of shit. I hope not. First of all, you should be fucking burned in a fucking stake if you fucking a 5-year-old. When you see like a 5-year-old kid, what the fuck, man? That's some shit up here. Well, you know what I mean? I don't care if it's 14, like when they're 14, 13,
Me personally, I think that a lot of that comes from...
Where does it come from? Sexual abuse?
Sexual repression.
Sexual repression, not abuse?
Combination of that as well. Abuse and repression.
Really?
Well, this is why I think, you see it, with Catholic priests. You're telling all these regular-ass human men that they can't have sex.
Yeah.
And you expect nothing to happen 10 years down the line?
But my thing is, if you're a priest, and the priests go into these monasteries or whatever, and they don't have sex. First of all, God, you made you have a dick and there's a vagina. It's supposed to go in. You have to use it at some point.
Right.
And you go, we will never have sex with anyone. You know how they do that.
Right.
That's why they sing like that. Their balls are heavy. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Listen, I was in Catholic school for 12 years. I would think that if I was sexually repressed, I would be like, yo, I was at the strip joint. Your father, Godfrey, was at the strip joint. I would be messing with regular women, of my age, and you know what I'm saying?
Because you don't see this with
sexual repression and
reverends and stuff like that.
Yeah, right. Reverends be getting pussy. Like they be like,
pussy.
God is good. God is good.
Right.
You know the Lord.
Right. I mean, you don't hear stories of reverends fucking little boys.
Fucking little boys. This is what I'm saying.
A reverend can get married. They can have
sex. That's right. Sex. They can have side
God is
chicks.
okay with that.
At least reverends have side ass. They messing with regular women. But this whole I have sexual repression. You fucking with little boys, yo. What's that about?
You're fucking with whoever's available to
whoever's close to you, right? And it's young ass.
And it's young boys.
That's disgusting. That's disgusting. That's disgusting. I don't care what he had. It's disgusting to me.
Yeah.
And it's fucked up that you trap little kids and do that kind of shit. You should be thrown under the fucking jail, man.
I think one of the states, hold on a second.
And all the allegations that they have. You did it. It's no fucking allegations. You did it. You know what I mean?
Well, Alabama passes a chemical castration bill for child predators.
There you go. That's right. Take you like a lobotomy type shit. Yeah.
Chemical, like they burn your dick off, I guess, or
maybe
something like that.
Maybe they burn your dick off and they just maybe put it right down there.
Child sexual predators will be chemically castrated before they leave prison.
So what, do they dip your dick in acid or something? It just, you know what I mean? And you just got a little speed bump right down there? What do they do? Maybe, I think they chemically do something like they take out your sexual feelings.
So the bill requires sex offenders convicted of abusing a child under 13 to take medication that will block the production of testosterone and hormones as a condition of parole.
That's what they do. So you're just gonna be like dead. You're not even gonna like to fuck. You know what I mean? You're just gonna be like, you're gonna see.
Not interested.
You're like, I want to eat. I like baseball. Yeah, I like baseball and I collect cards.
Play some video games.
You never play video games. You want to go to a strip joint? Nah, I just gonna play Uno.
I had Malik Yoba on my show.
Malik! It's my man.
And, you know, for example, I've talked to a lot of actors
Yes.
of VladTV. Like,
Right.
for example, I talked to Michael Jai White.
Right.
Asked whether he would ever wear a dress in a movie. He said, hell no. Were you ever asked, you know, ever had a role where you were going to dress like a woman in that role? Had you accepted it?
No, it was a part of a comedy. I was doing a sitcom, and it was just a quick suggestion. I was like, oh, kid, I'm not doing that. And it, oh, okay, cool. It was not, but it was not no conspiratorial type of thing like that.
Jamar has said that he would not take a role like this.
My manager knows. Don't even send me in for no shit that involves something that I'm not morally comfortable with. Mainly playing some sort of homosexual / transvestite, whatever the case may be. You know, I'm not with it. There's plenty of other people that are with it. And I probably get less calls because of that. See what I'm saying? My phone probably doesn't ring as much as it would if I would say, put me in the game, coach. I'm ready to do whatever.
Malik Yoba said no problem.
So my one-man show, Harlem to Hollywood, I play over 15 characters. My show is set in a therapist's office. One of the main characters is Gladys Rosenberg, who's an old Jewish woman. She's a therapist. That's me. I play 2 trans characters in it. I play an old Spanish man. I play an old Italian guy. I play an old Jamaican woman. So for me, we're vessels. And the goal is to show humanity in all of its fullness. And I'm half man, half woman. My mother birthed me. I'm half of that. And I think for a lot of men, we really have a problem identifying with that side of ourselves because we have some notion that that doesn't make you man. Well, you couldn't be a man without a woman.
Shit.
Now, you're an actor as well.
Yes, I'm
Been
an
in
actor.
a bunch of movies.
Yes.
Would you wear a dress?
No.
Would you? No?
Nah, I don't. Here's the thing. If Hollywood started off on a fair foot, okay? If blacks and whites all started off on a fair thing, like black men, white men, black women, white women, Asian, if we all started off on a fair and equal basis, and there wasn't this like white superiority against black inferiority, it wasn't this suppressive shit, maybe you go, you know what? Because Jack Lemmon, you know, famous actor Jack Lemmon, Milton Berle, they all dressed up as women. It was funny. It was funny shit. Flip Wilson, famous black comedian from the 70s, did Geraldine. He killed it. He had his own show. He played different characters.
Jamie Foxx.
Jamie Foxx.
Started out as Wanda.
And for me, I think a lot of black men have done it out of wanting to get to the next level. That's my opinion. I can't do that shit. I'm not doing it because to me, you know, they always say, but you're an actor. I go, yeah. Like when they say, hey, would you play a gay role? I go, most of the time when you play a gay role, it's just to shut down black masculinity. It's to shut it down, to kill the alpha, because black masculinity has always been a threat to the white majority. It always has been. You know, in white families, they say, you better not date no goddamn nigga. You know, a lot of Latin families get like that. The black masculinity has always been scary because, you know, even around the world when I would travel, cab drivers would literally be like this. Hey, what are you doing? Black guy, big the dick. Big the dick. They would just, it was like, it's worldwide that everybody knows about black dicks. You know what I mean? And if white men had thought bubbles in their head, I swear there'd be a black dick just dancing in their thoughts, like with gloves on. Just a black dick. So, you know what I mean? And so, because when we first started on in Hollywood, black people were buffoon, we were coons, we were mammies, Like Hattie McDaniel, we were mammies. Hattie McDaniel, who was in Gone with the Wind, she was the first African American to win an Oscar. She was pretty much a mammy, the fat black woman. Then there's the coon, Step and Fetch It. If you guys look these people up, Step and Fetch It. The white people put on blackface to make fun of us. They shit on us all the time. So nowadays, you know, listen, and I don't want anybody to get it twisted. You can get in a dress and it can be artistic, but to me, the symbolism behind it is about shutting down black masculinity. That's just my opinion. I should be able to, like Denzel Washington, I go by the Denzel Washington schematic. He's always played wonderful characters. You can be a heterosexual man. You don't have to jump in a dress. And to each his own for the people that do it. But I noticed that everybody that has gotten to the top has put on a dress. And the motherfuckers that don't put on a dress, it's always this resistance and shit like that. And when they say a gay role, I go, hey, I'm not even homophobic at all. Why don't you give that role to a gay black actor who actually has the nuances of being gay, who's not buffooning his community, who actually understands what it's like to be gay? Give it to them. They're unemployed.
I interviewed DeAndre Bonds recently. He plays Stacy in The Wood.
The Wood from the movie?
The movie The Wood.
From back in the day?
Yeah, back in the day.
Oh, yeah. Oh, DeAndre, who was in Fresh.
No.
The Wood, he was the main character. He was Fresh.
No. DeAndre Bonds was the...
Because there was Richard T. Jones.
This guy.
Oh, shit. Wow. He wasn't a major character.
Not exactly. He was one of the supporting characters.
Okay, right.
He was the one like, my brother's gonna come fuck you up.
Yeah.
And he showed up.
Yeah, that was a great movie, man.
Well, he was in a movie called Lockdown.
Lockdown with Sylvester Stallone? There was Lockup or Lockdown?
No, Lockdown.
Lockdown recently?
Master P, I think, was in it.
Oh, I didn't see that one. Okay.
Well, in the movie, he got raped.
Oh, shit.
And he said he didn't want to do the scene, but the director was like, yo, we need you to do this scene, blah, blah.
He got raped in the butt?
So he agreed. It was a prison movie. So he was in a scene where he got raped.
He was butt naked?
I'm not sure. I didn't see the movie. Sticky Fingers is also in this movie.
Okay.
I mean, who else was in it? Master P, Clifton Powell, Joe Torre. So he did this scene. He didn't really want to do it. He said he went to his dressing room afterwards and cried. Lockdown had a rape scene that you were in, and I guess you didn't want to do it.
The rape scene?
Yeah.
No, I did not want to do it. That's one of the worst scenes I ever did, and I wish I could go back and take it back, you know what I mean? But, you know, I was an actor, I'm an actor at the time, and the director, you know, said, I need you to do this, man, you know, and like, fuck it, come on, man, let's just get it out the way.
I guess you cried after doing that scene.
Yeah, I cried. Literally, like, because I felt like I didn't feel right, you know what I mean? It was just something that wasn't spiritually right about that shit. And I didn't see what it needed to be in the movie for. But, you know, I wasn't the writer of the movie, and I agreed I was under contract.
Yeah, I guess as an actor, you can't just start changing the script.
No, you can't.
Did they put it in his butt?
I mean, I don't think so.
I'm just saying, like, he regretted it because, I mean, you could have said no, bro. But you know what? The pressure of hey, I want to make it sometimes, you know, it hits you because you have this fear, I think, of not, okay, if I don't do this, then what if I get fired? And the sad part about it is a lot of these jobs are dangled in your face and they go, yo, if you don't do this, guess what's going to happen to you? And you got to think in your head, you really got to believe that there's more, there's something else for you. You have to believe in abundance. You can't think in lack. And they use that shit like, oh, man, you're not going to do it? Because I've been offered roles where they're like, hey, they need you to, I go, I'm good. And I explained it.
What did you get offered that you turned down?
It was a network thing, and it was, the guy was gay. Nobody else was gay but the dude. He was all flamboyant. And I said, no, I'm good. I'm not that good of an actor. I'm good and heterosexual. I'm good as a heterosexual. And they were like, and I explained it to the person who, actually, the casting person's a dear friend of mine. And I sat down and I explained it to her, and she was like, fuck, you're right. I said, a lot of times, a guy that looks like me, they want to shut it down. They want to see me in a feminine role, man, because I'm telling you, you know, look at what they do to Denzel Washington when he wins an award. He won an award for what? A crooked cop, which he did a great job.
And,
but he should have won.
And an ex-slave.
And an ex-slave.
Yeah.
They should have won. He should have won for Malcolm X.
Yeah.
He should have won for Hurricane. He should have won. Man, he should have won for a lot of. John Q. He was fantastic, and he should have won for a lot. Fences. They snubbed him. I mean, you know what I'm saying? He should win. He should have at least 4 or 5 Oscars. Honestly, pound for pound, Denzel should have at least 4 of them, and he wins for those. It's almost like, okay, Denzel, you're not gonna play. You're not gonna be in a dress or be in a gay role, but guess what? We're gonna make you do that shit. We're gonna have like negative shit on you. Like it's always something.
I mean, he killed it in Training Day.
Man, I love Training Day is one of my favorite movies. Let me tell you something.
It.
I would rather win an Oscar to play a drug dealer than to play somebody that's tonguing a dude. You know what I mean? And listen, and I don't want anybody, if somebody's gay and they're watching this ain't homophobia. So don't misconstrue what the fuck I'm saying. You have to know the history of black people in films. There's a book called Coons, Mammies, Bucks, and Mulattoes. The History of Blacks in Films by Donald Bogle. You have to read this book. When you know the history of how we've been treated, now if everything was fair, then I would have been like, you know what? I'm gonna get dressed. This is artistic. It's cool. Like Wesley Snipes. When he did it, it was an artistic move.
That was the Wong
It was
Fu.
Julie Newmar, Tu Wong Fu,
Yeah.
to Julie Newmar, who played Catwoman in Batman back in the
Yeah.
day. She was the white Catwoman. Now, if you noticed in that movie, Leguizamo was dressed as a woman.
Yep.
Patrick Swayze was dressed. It was equal. That's different. And Wesley was already big. Remember, he
was huge.
He was already huge. So
he was already doing Blade and stuff like
that's
that.
different. When Wesley was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. Like they said, well, what about Eddie Murphy with the Clumps? I said that's different. He was in a fat suit. Eddie Murphy was brilliant. He was playing different characters. That's different. Eddie Murphy was already big. That's different. I'm talking about when you're not there yet, and they got the black dude. Of all people, the black dude is the gay dude, or the black dude is in a dress. The black dude is doing some real silly shit to throw off his masculinity. You can see it. There's a difference. That's why I tell people, use your fucking common sense. People want to jump on this. You homophobic. I go, my man, I got close friends that are fucking homosexuals. Please, save that shit. But symbolically, for what I stand for, I'm not doing that shit. I should be able to make it. Listen, there are plenty of characters where you can be heterosexual and make it. It's not that hard.
Right.
But the shutdown of black masculinity is purposely fucking done. Look at all the superheroes, man. Let's be real. All superheroes. It's all white guys. It's all white dudes. All fucking white dudes all day. Like there should be.
There's Black Panther.
Okay.
There's also Condor. What's the name of the bird dude?
See, exactly. See how you don't know? It was Pigeon Man, motherfucker. He's like, it was Condor. I think it was the Falcon. But you said, there was Condor, there was Quail, there was Peacock Man. Remember Peacock Man?
Duck.
There was Duck Man. Quack, quack. Say, quack, quack. Please. Most of the superheroes are white guys. They're white dudes, cool, blah, blah, blah. When, let's be real, black dudes are just as cool as white guys, are probably cooler because y'all pretty much copy us. Let's keep it fucking real. Listen, a lot of my heroes are white guys. Schwarzenegger, I'm a big Schwarzenegger fan. Jason Statham, I'm a De Niro. I love white, tough guys. Clint Eastwood, yeah. But they're black dudes. There are plenty of black dudes. I'm tired of white women doing karate. I'm sick of that shit. Like, white women are the scariest motherfuckers on the planet. You can't even walk behind them after 6 o'clock. White women are always grabbing their purse, and all of a sudden I gotta see them go, yeah, I got you, I beat you. Fuck that.
I'm actually kind of glad they killed off the Black Widow in the last Avengers movie.
Oh, Black Widow I didn't see the last Avengers movie yet.
Oh, you didn't?
I know, because it's 3 hours.
I just fucked it up for you then.
Yeah, that's all right. Black Widow's a white woman?
Yeah, it's what's her name?
Okay, the
Black
Widow.
Actress.
Yeah, I didn't see Endgame yet because it's 3 hours.
Scarlett Johansson.
Scarlett Johansson. Listen.
She has no superpower. She just beats people up.
Enough. Have you seen white girls? I love white girls. I love you, my white sisters. But I was in martial arts. You all the scariest motherfuckers. You guys call the police on people who are barbecuing. You're not tough. What is this? There should be more black, Latin, and Arabic women superheroes. Because in real life, they are the toughest. I don't ever see a black woman holding her purse. A black woman's like, grab my shit. I mean, black women are standing up against the policemen, up against policemen that are shooting black men. You know what I mean? Latin women speak up against people. They fight. White women are like, oh my God, there's someone barbecuing? Yeah, I think they're barbecuing. You know what I mean? I got to see this. And every time they do women, like whenever there's empowering women, it's always about white women. Like feminism was always about white women. Susan B. Anthony didn't give a fuck about black women or women of color. And every time they do a protest about feminism, they always got black women singing on, bullhorns. Because we can sing our asses off. So they always want us to be like, we shall overcome. Then Monday morning comes and white women are mad that you have a higher position than them. Because I told you, I say this over and over. I don't know if I said it on this show. White women are Decepticons. You guys are Decepticons. You know what I mean? They'll join the Peace Corps. They'll stand up for you when they see inhumane shit happening. They'll do sign language with gorillas in the Congo. And then next minute, they're fucking calling the police on you because you're selling lemonade. They're fucking Decepticons. Fucking sneaky. They're almost worse than white men sometimes. White women are sneaky, and then they give you ass. Some of them fuck you. They'll leave, and then they fucking get you arrested. You fucking up, you're like, Sam, he's raping me. Wait, you're my wife. You know what I mean? You never know. So I'm tired of that shit. And listen, like I said, as far as I would never wear a dress. I would not wear a dress. The only time I wear a dress is if I had a daughter, and she wanted me to dress with her in a you know what I mean? As Halloween, and she was dressing me up and putting stuff on my face. That is it. If it was my own daughter doing that, that's it. But I don't need to do it on a film, and I should be able to make it and be successful being a strong black individual that is not threatening to some white guy. I mean, get the fuck out of here with that shit. Grow up.
That's what it is, Godfrey.
Yes.
Until next time.
Dude, always a pleasure. Comedian Godfrey. Follow me on Instagram, guys. Yeah.
Peace.
Peace.